Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Mondays at Microsoft, where we break down the next 2 weeks across the Microsoft world for you with a special focus on modern work, AI, and Power Platform. I'm Karuana Gatimu. I'm the Director of Customer Advocacy for AI and Collaboration, and I'm joined by my friend.
Ooh, hello. How are you? Good morning. Oh, look, I just turned on our entire show, which I'm very excited about. So, hi, we're live. Heather Cook from the Power Platform team and Microsoft 365 and all the good things for community. How you doing today, Caruana? Yay.
We're doing up great. We are starting off with an eventful year, and we can promise to keep you up to date here. All right. So make sure that you bookmark our page, Mondays at Microsoft, so that you can download that calendar, ICS, and you never miss an episode. We also post a recap blog in our community news desk, so you can log in and subscribe there. And I feel like I'm going to sneeze now. Like maybe I'm not. Okay. This
Exciting
is
times
live,
this
folks.
morning.
This is live. This is what happens when you go live. The
Legit.
community news desk, it's awesome. We don't only talk about our show, we talk about lots of great things there. But the links that we share during the show, we always put in this blog. So you can just go through and get all of the resources that we have gathered for you, which is the purpose of this show. So we are also now on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, so you can listen to us on your favorite podcast platform. Thank you so much. Don't forget to tell your friends and family to follow the Microsoft community page on Facebook because they can also find us out there. We're just everywhere. We just want to be where people are so that they know all the cool things that are happening.
Yeah, that's where our parents see us too. So,
Yes, that
hey.
is where my
Yeah,
mom sees me. That's the whole reason we did that.
I
In case
know.
you forgot.
Absolutely. Mom and dad, for sure. So, coming up, we're going to take a look at how you can support animal welfare organizations with an Xbox game that might surprise you.
How an impressive AI foundation model is going beyond weather forecasting to not just predict weather, but to predict a wide range of environmental events.
And how Special Olympics is using Copilot to empower its organizations and athletes. So, stick around with us for the next 30 minutes. You're not going to miss all the exciting news we have to share.
Absolutely. Before we dive in, we want to thank our sponsor, Shure, who makes sure that we sound great. If you're in meetings all day like we are and you're not using a Shure, you need to try their microphones built for home office professionals.
It's awesome. So, yeah, these sound great and they're super fun and they light up. So,
We
winning
like the
all around.
lights.
Yeah,
I have
I
to
like the
admit, I
fun.
definitely like the lights. And I use that little thing on the top quite often just to turn it on, mute it and
Yeah, the
unmute
mute.
it. It's
Yeah,
really, it's very
absolutely.
good.
Yeah. Well, we had a big week, and I know you're gonna go through a lot of stuff here that we had at Microsoft Build. I was there. It was awesome. It was a great week, and I'm so excited about all of the announcements that you're gonna go through. So,
I
good
know I
stuff.
haven't even got to debrief with you because you were on
I
the
know.
road, but being there in person is so amazing. I think this is the first one I've missed in a while, and I did have some FOMO, but I got to do my homework. People
Yeah.
always ask me, what does it take to be like where we are at Microsoft? And my answer is always homework. There's so much to read and learn, especially right now. And yeah, we have lots of stuff to talk about from Microsoft Build. So let's take a look at Microsoft's big rocks. This week, we're recapping the biggest announcements for Microsoft Build, where the focus was on the age of AI agents and building the open agentic web. These are new terms. We're all going to need to learn them, but lean in. We're going to help you navigate all of this change. Over 15 million developers are now using GitHub Copilot, and more than 230,000 organizations are building AI agents with Copilot Studio. This is phenomenal. And if you haven't started building yet, when you're going to want to get started. Let me cover the top 3 announcements that we had. First off, Copilot has evolved into a full agentic platform. GitHub Copilot can now fix bugs, add features, and maintain code on its own. Microsoft 365 Copilot adds multi-agent orchestration and low-code tuning, helping businesses customize AI behavior with their own data. Second, and this is huge, Microsoft introduced 2 foundational protocols. MCP, the Model Context Protocol, lets AI agents work across business tools and environments. So MCP is going to be very important for our future. And this is the one that I'm really excited about and was reading a lot about this weekend, NL Web, the Natural Language Web Protocol. Now, this turns websites into conversational experiences, right? Imagine just talking to the websites that you frequently visit and asking, if something's in stock or if it can find certain things for you or information. It's more than just having an agent there. It's actually changing the entire kind of nature and navigation of the way you interact with websites. It's an open standard and it's led by Microsoft CVP R.V. Guha. And he's also known for creating schema.org and RSS. That's a big deal. And we welcome him also to the Microsoft family. And third, Azure AI Foundry now supports over 10,000 different models, while the Windows AI Foundry allows local AI development across Windows and even Mac. You can get all the official updates in the book of news at the link that you can see there. And we know you're going to want to get started with this, but one of the things that I'm most proud of is what we did on our team by launching the AI Agents Hub. So we brought together information from across Modern Work, Power Platform, Copilot Studio, and Azure AI Foundry, all in one place so you can get started building these important skills of agent building. So I want you to go and check it out. We are updating it just at a lightning pace, curating training and news and information and great videos from our community, from people who have been doing this work out there, not just Microsoft folks, but other community members just like you. And so I'm really proud of the team. It was a cross-organizational team that pulled this together to launch for Microsoft Build. So make sure that you go visit that AI Agents Hub and bookmark it, because we have updates just to come out this coming Thursday, right? There's just so much happening in this space right now, but you can find everything you need by starting off there. So big shout out to the team who was involved in that. Microsoft has a tendency sometimes to ship its org chart. So it was great to bring people from Azure and Copilot Studio and Modern Work and Copilot all together in one team for this effort. So always excited about that.
Very cool. Yeah, and we had so much. It was all in our sessions at the Ask the Experts areas. The buzz around the Ask the Experts areas was so big because people were like, I can just go ask a question to the people who built this. And you're like, yes, you can.
Yes,
and
you can.
yeah, that was super cool. And then we had such a vibrant community lounge area as well. I would say shout out to our Microsoft Build team, Denise Smith, and all of the folks over there, Jonathan, who put that together. It was just, and Donna, it was awesome. And a culmination of a lot of work and a lot of over years of thinking about what these lounges should be, especially coming out of COVID and coming back to, in real life, about, activations and theater sessions and all of that. And it was great to have Jesse there as well, who, announced the Agents AI Hub, who, works on our adoption.microsoft.com pages. So yeah, it was really cool. And in our own division, we had 3 major announcements come out that we've been talking about. And I know, Karuana, you've been doing a lot of, meet the makers and all of these different, sessions about. One is that Copilot tuning and that multi-agent orchestration, so you can fine tune Copilot now with your own data. No data scientists needed, although it seems like to me, data scientists are always needed in many ways, but this is your hands-on way to do it if you don't have one at hand, right? So Copilot Studio lets you shape that domain-specific agent that reflects on how your company works. And then it's got that multi-agent orchestration, so you can have an agent collaborate on complex tasks while keeping all of your humans in the loop, yeah? So wave 2 of Copilot is here. It includes a redesigned Copilot app for Microsoft 365 Copilot, Copilot notebooks for structured thinking, and then 2 new built-in agents, the researcher and analyst, and those are now available in the brand new agent store, which is super exciting. And then third, developers, you get to meet the Microsoft 365 Agents SDK. We had a great roundtable about that with a bunch of folks from the product team. These are those open source toolkits that let you really build and orchestrate agents using your own stack, low code or pro code, and you can create custom engine agents that work with Microsoft Graph, Teams, and more. So this is a nice shift from for AI, being that strategic asset, built to scale for your business. And it was just, I would say, if you haven't, you go back to that link that we have for Build. That's not only the book of news, but that is a giant page of everything. So you can look at keynotes and specific sessions, even if you didn't register for Build. And I highly recommend you always register for Ignite and Build because it's free and virtual and online, and then you can get to everything. Registration is now closed, but this page will make sure you get to the highlights for sure and all the keynotes. Hey, Karuana, I wanted to mention something as well. We didn't hit this at the top because I was excited about my YouTube feed that was coming through my phone. What I also wanted to say was happy 50th episode of Mondays at Microsoft.
That's right. Happy 50. That is really a big deal, actually. If you're in broadcast and you get to 50 episodes, you're halfway to the big 100 goal, which I am
Yep.
determined you and I are going to meet.
Yes.
And so that's really, thank you so much, Heather. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be doing this without you for sure.
Yeah. Well, we're the same age as Microsoft.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That sounds good for this episode anyway.
Yes, right. 50 and 50. Yes, for sure. So yeah.
I thought was a great shout out to always register for Ignite and Build, because that is one of the ways I do that homework. I go back and watch those episodes. You can watch them quickly. You can download the presentations. You can get a sense of what's going on. And I always try to watch something that's outside of my specific discipline. I don't spend a lot of time in Azure AI Foundry, so I watch quite a bit about that to educate myself about that and understand what they're doing there. So much of the information that's coming is brand new, and it takes me a minute to absorb it. So if that's you as well, you're not alone. It takes a minute to absorb all this new information. But there's one thing I want to make sure that everyone remembers, because I saw something on my favorite new platform, TikTok, this weekend. A really wonderful creator, but she had some wrong information about Microsoft Word. And she was telling her audience that we were scraping information and training our AI with it through the Office connected experiences. That is not true. So I'm going to say it again for everyone, everywhere, and in the back. Microsoft does not use your data to train AI. That's not how it works here. We have responsible AI principles built into every single product. Your data is your data. So you can use our tools across all of this new innovation and this entire ecosystem with trust. We take that very seriously, and I will be snipping a piece of this and doing my own little TikTok duet over there so that I can let people know that connected experiences is not about AI, it's about support data and using support data to understand how you're using the service. It has nothing to do with training AI models. So I just wanted to remind folks of those responsible AI principles, because apparently we can't talk about it enough, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of misinformation out there, and hey, that's not us. That's not what Microsoft does.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, that's a great call out. Yeah, I've been enjoying you and I are both doing more and more on TikTok, so it's been pretty fun. We're gonna have to duet soon. So
Oh, that would be fun. I know. Oh my goodness. I have to learn
Okay.
how though first, right?
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yep, absolutely. So let's head into the in case you missed it section. What's going on, Karuana? Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, as always, there's a lot going on at Microsoft and in the tech space. Let's take a look at what should be on your radar in case you missed it. Well, we have announced the Microsoft 365 Community Conference playlist on YouTube. Even though Build just happened, we're still buzzing for the Microsoft 365 Community Conference that was in Las Vegas. That show just touches my heart. I love meeting all the people there. It was wonderful. And we have tons of fresh content dropping each week. So you can bookmark this playlist, which already has the keynotes from Jeff, from Vasu on security, from Jared on the future firm and what's necessary from a business standpoint, and so much more. Jeremy Chapman, April Dunham, Scott Van Vliet, all of our friends, plus community legends like Susan Hanley, Jay Liask, Jennifer Mason, and Mark Rackley. They're all out there. So you want to take the benefit of all of that, because Microsoft 365 Community Conference really focuses on learning what already exists, whereas our bigger shows, Ignite and Build, focus on new product announcements. We have, of course, our live community calls and this as well. And you can also see featured sessions. We did live community calls right from the show. So there was an episode of Mondays at Microsoft that was there, but there were also Power Platform and M365 community calls that were hosted there. And we did some great live podcasts that I really want to give a shout out to the folks who came on the podcast. Women of Microsoft 365, my AI leadership panel, Microsoft Digital, shout out to our friends at Microsoft IT, and a full lineup of amazing community hosts like Donna Sakar, Mary Rodriguez, and Joy Apple. So the Daily Sizzle Reels are out there. Shout out for all those. So anyway, you can find all of that on the Microsoft Community Learning YouTube channel and share that with your friends. Also, I want to make sure that you are tracking everything that's going on the Microsoft technical community. So, the Microsoft Tech community, affectionately referred to as the MTC, is where we host a lot of free skilling events. I've actually never seen an enterprise company give away so much free training. And we were ready to keep that momentum going. You're going to have a Microsoft Purview Data Loss Prevention AMA on June 10th at 9 a.m. And you can bring all of your questions and hear about the innovations in endpoint DLP. Ask those questions live to the folks who are working in that product. Then on June 17th and 18th, don't miss the Copilot Control System Digital Deep Dive. I will get to be there also talking about adoption and what have you. But that's 2 full days of skill building, right? To help you secure, manage, and analyze Microsoft 365 Copilot, Copilot Chat, and Copilot Studio, and agents across your organization. So that's some foundational knowledge there that you're not going to want to miss. You can find both events and more on the Microsoft Tech Community Event Hub, or you can follow us on Microsoft Community on LinkedIn, and we'll make sure you stay up to date with those important events. I just scratched the surface of what's available out there, so make sure that you look at that event page, and then you can just click the attend button, and it will send you reminders of those particular events. Now, turning over to, this is a great story. I love this, right? Doom, the Bark Ages supports animals and celebrates game. This week, Xbox is bringing the heat and the heart with Doom, the Bark Ages. They're in partnership with Bethesda and ID Software. Xbox is supporting animal welfare organizations across the U.S., including the Seattle Humane and Montgomery County Humane Societies. This is fantastic, right? There's so much good we can do in tech, and I love to see that sort of thing in action. It's all part of the lead up to Doom, the Dark Ages, with the limited edition Doom themed t-shirt on sale now, and proceeds go directly to help pets in need. Even in a world full of demons, there's still room for compassion. Oh, Heather wrote that. And if not, I like whoever did. Make sure that you're supporting animal welfare and getting your game on there. Microsoft is also reimagining research and development with a new platform called Microsoft Discovery. So I read a ton about this weekend. This stuff will blow your mind. It's designed to accelerate breakthroughs in science and engineering. It combines specialized AI agents with graph-based knowledge engine to transform how researchers form hypotheses, simulate experiments, and learn iteratively. Let's take a closer look at Microsoft Discovery.
Similar to a streetlight effect, where the man is looking for his keys under a street lamp, even though he lost them elsewhere, researchers often tend to look for solutions in the areas which are more convenient to explore. What AI helps us to do is to really expand the search space. We were able to screen millions of molecules. It's impossible to even imagine how much time it would take you with a wet lab.
With this agentic AI revolution that we're seeing, you can augment your own team with a team of AI agents.
We will spend time doing the clever, exciting parts of science.
This platform is a breakthrough factory. The next great breakthrough should be yours to discover.
Let scientists be scientists.
This is collaborative, scalable, and built for speed. And it's designed to empower researchers to work alongside those intelligent agents to drive results faster and more accurately than ever before. This is truly transformative for that community. And even better, Microsoft Discovery is extensible. So researchers can bring their own models and data and tools and tap into the broader partner and open source ecosystem. Right? If you want in, it all starts with Azure AI Foundry and Azure HPC. That stands for High Performance Computing, and you can learn more at the link below. So I'm going to keep reading about this, and I know that we'll all collectively hear more about what happens with the folks who are leaning into Microsoft Discovery to accelerate their results.
That is so awesome. I'm so excited to dig in there. Yeah, there's so much going on in the area of research and development, especially in AI, obviously. And you just can't keep up. We've got another story that is so cool too, about Microsoft research from sea to sky. So it's Aurora AI is redefining forecasting, so weather forecasting. So this is all about a foundational model built for environmental protection. It's very cool. Aurora is what it's called, and it's trained on over 1 million hours of atmospheric data. It's fun to say, atmospheric. It predicts hurricanes, ocean waves, air quality, and more with greater speed and precision than the traditional models we have now. It's really outperforming existing systems and 91% of forecasting benchmarks. It's including extreme events like typhoons and smog. And because it's open source, developers can download, run, and build on Aurora themselves. So you'll also find it powering MSN weather and delivering hyperlocal AI-driven forecasts. So again, Azure AI Foundry Labs. I don't know if we're going to say that enough. Azure AI Foundry Labs is where it's at and where so much of this is happening. And, you know, what being able to predict the weather is so important, right? It saves lives. And so this is really exciting that this is a new open source AI and it's called Aurora. It's going to be very cool. So another really great story is how Special Olympics is using Copilot to empower organizations and athletes. So from forecasting the future to shaping it, we're going from the lab to the ice rink. AI is helping power inclusion at the 2025 Special Olympics World Winter Games. In Turin, Italy, athletes from around the world competed with heart and a little help from Microsoft Copilot. So through a new partnership, Special Olympics is using AI to streamline operations, translate communications, and save thousands of hours in administrative work. So, and it's, you know, more about efficiency, it's about accessibility. So Special Olympics and Microsoft working together to ensure Copilot is inclusive for people with intellectual disabilities. As VP Kim Jordan put it, it's a chance to shape AI for good, removing barriers and creating opportunities through sport and innovation. It's very cool what they're doing together with Special Olympics. So yeah, excited about that. And we've got tons of products, news and things that are happening as well. I know, Karuana, you're going to handle Microsoft 365, Azure, and Dev as usual. So let's do
Yes,
it.
I am. I know, right? You know, the other place that I live when I talk about doing homework is in the Microsoft 365 roadmap. I remember to bookmark that wonderful
Yeah.
tool. They continue to do updates to the way that it handles data so that you can see it more easily. But yes, we're going to talk a little bit about that. So let's dive into that Microsoft product news, starting with Microsoft 365, Azure Dev, and security. We love all that good stuff. So I talked a little bit about the digital deep dive for the Copilot control system, but I'm going to mention it again because this is 2-day event is packed with insights, demos, and guidance to help you secure, manage, and analyze Microsoft 365 Copilot, Copilot Chat, and Copilot Studio, and agents in your organization. You know, with the rise of agents, good agent governance methodology is important. And so it's going to kick off with an overview of CCS and a welcome session. And then day 1 focuses on security, governance, and tenant readiness. And day 2 takes us deeper into Copilot controls, agent lifecycle management, measurement, and user enablement, which I will be doing. And so we'll wrap it up with a recap and actionable next steps to help you put into action what you've learned, right? So learning all this stuff is great, but you actually have to go and do it in your own organization. So this is where strategy meets skill. And these two things have to come together so that you have a healthy environment for these AI capabilities. I also want to give a shout out to the fact that we did mention a little bit earlier as well that researcher and analysts are going live, but there's a lot of improvements continuing across the Microsoft ecosystem that aren't about Copilot. Think about Microsoft Teams. Think about our DLP work. And have you been into some of the new Purview compliance centers as well? There's a new feature that they're developing right now that will allow a workflow to be triggered from a DLP, audit result. That is going to be a fantastic tool. So there's more than I can cover in one topic here, but that M365 roadmap is going to be your place to stay up to date. Now, again, I want to remind folks that what the roadmap tells you is when something begins to roll out across our global ecosystem. It does not tell you when it's actually going to land in your tenant, which I know remains a bone of contention. But that's why I do think it's a good idea for those of you out there in organizations to have a separate development tenant tenant so you can see when things are hitting. You can test things in advance of enabling them in your own tenant and be ready from a user enablement perspective. Now, the changes that are happening in Copilot with regard to the improvements that we're making there are just happening on a very rapid pace. There's not really a way to govern those necessarily when it comes to changes in results accuracy or things of that nature. But certainly all of the other features you definitely can. So Heather, over to you to give us a closer look at what's happening in business applications, Dynamics 365, and Microsoft Fabric.
You betcha. Absolutely. Yeah. Another big conference is coming up. The European Power Platform Conference in Brussels is back, and it's going to be awesome. It's, they had a wonderful 2024 event in Vienna. EPPC, as we call it for the hashtag, is gearing up for another 4-day experience, bringing together 1,500 professionals across Power Platform, June 16th through the 19th. So we've got expert keynotes, full day tutorials, 100 plus sessions across Power Apps, Power BI, Power Automate, and also Copilot Studio. I saw in here, it said Power Virtual Agents, and I was like, wow, that's a throwback because that's now Copilot Studio for sure. But yeah, it's going to be awesome. Ryan Cunningham, Power Apps, Nirav Shah, and Leon Wailicki are all keynoting that event. It's going to be fantastic. So if you haven't gotten a chance to sign up and get to that event, that is in person, June 16th through the 19th in wonderful Brussels. So it's going to be great. Yeah. And then also Power Platform, as far as Power BI and then moving into Fabric, Kim Manis has a great blog. It's called How to Get Insights Faster with SaaS Databases and Chat with Your Data. So, while Power Platform is transforming how, we build, Microsoft Fabric is transforming how we understand data. And so she's highlighting how Fabric was purpose-built for generative AI, enabling users to chat with their data, generate code, and explore Power BI reports using natural language. A recent study showed users completed tasks 52% faster and 36% with greater accuracy using Copilot in Fabric. So with this new support for CosmoDB, NoSQL, developers can now work with semi-structured data like text and documents, which is essential for AI agentic training. So this one is absolutely worth a deep dive. A shout out to Kim from the Fabric team, who I love working with, for all the great work you're doing. And this awesome article, truly bookmark it. There's so many links in here and so much information. It's just awesome. That's going to take us into our community and events section. We're going to look at what's coming up and how you can get involved. Oh, good music, Erin. Okay. Yes. I love it. So lots of upcoming events for our product teams and for Microsoft nonprofits. Karuana referenced it above, but our Microsoft Tech community, as we do call the MTC, there's this great, please bookmark this one as well. So there is so much free training that is happening from our product teams, Microsoft nonprofits, many other industry areas as well. So definitely bookmark that, because these are those free events. They're Ask Microsoft Anythings, or Meet the Makers, all kinds of things going on at any given time through the tech community with our wonderful product teams. And all of that, we're always putting things up on Microsoft Community on our LinkedIn page. That Microsoft Community LinkedIn page, we started over a year ago. We've got about 22,000 subscribers, which is pretty awesome. And so we're pushing out information there on community events, on all of these wonderful product events, and all of these learning opportunities. So definitely there's lots to bookmark, I know, but lots of really cool stuff going on there. Also, I wanted to give out a shout out to Sharon Sumner. Hey, Sharon, who is one of our board members for the Microsoft Global Community Initiative. She is on right now, and she is putting up all of the links into the LinkedIn live version of this show. And so, Sharon, thank you so much, and awesome to see all of you on there. And I'm watching the chat, and so shout out to everybody. There's people from Indiana and the UK and all over the world. So hey, everybody, super cool. And lots of our MGCI board members and regional leaders come on and chit chat while we're doing these. So thank you for the support for that. We really appreciate it. It's super awesome. If you want to know more about the Global Community Initiative MGCI, you can check it out at the links that we're putting there right now, which is very cool. And this initiative is all about empowering local event production and folks getting together with their neighbors, with their community, with other people who are passionate about technology, just like you are. It's helping folks who want to put on one of those, community days, 1 day free technical events. It's all about training y'all up with people who have done it for many, many years, including myself and tons of our board and regional leaders who are pros at doing that sort of thing. So very excited. And we just moved to the Microsoft Tech community as well. So we have a community hub there, so you can check things out there. We're on adoption.microsoft.com. Lots of stuff going on. So anyway, the other thing that's super cool, that if you don't know about it, on communitydays.org, there is a place for all the community calls. So we, Microsoft, host many, many community calls. There are calls about product. There are calls about community members giving demos about all of these products. There's the MGCI calls that I lead, our general sessions, and then our training sessions that are led by our board. So you can see all of those up on the community calls list. They're in a calendar format. On Tuesdays, there's the weekly Microsoft 365 Power Platform community call. And then there's also another one coming up where I'm really excited this week. Women in 365, we have our monthly meeting June 4th from 9 to 10, and I'm going to be their guest speaker talking about cultivating trust and leadership excellence. I know that we're hitting our hour, but I want to show really quickly the past events and the upcoming events really quick. So Aaron, will you put those up? Thank you so much. So we had so many things happening in May, as you can see, tons of community-led free events that happened all over the world. We also had a ton of paid events where you pay to register to go to events. We had a ton of those in the past, and lots of them in Europe. The big one for European Collaboration Summit, BizApps and Cloud. A shout out to everybody in Dusseldorf and Odison team who put that beautiful event on. Dynamic Minds, which is another groovy, wonderful event. And then we've got so many things coming in June. It is on, folks. It is event season. June and July is rocking. There's things all over the world. Most of them are in person, but there are a lot of virtual hybrid events too. So these are all free events that you can go check out. And then we also have paid events too that are in person and also virtual. So just tons and tons of things going on that you can dip into. I'm so excited about our event producers. You all are awesome and wonderful. And a couple other things. One, before we let go, I wanted to say a shout out. June the 1st of the month, we always bring on new Microsoft MVPs. So June 1st was yesterday. So we have a ton of brand new, newly minted Microsoft MVPs. Congratulations and welcome to the fam. Super excited to always have you with all of the beautiful things you do. And then I forgot I was going to switch these out, but I also wanted to say happy Pride, darlings. It's June. So happy Pride to all of our community members out there and everyone.
I love that.
Switch it out. I was like, I forgot it.
That was wonderful. You have props. Like, you're really taking this in this 50th episode to a whole new level. Thank you. Happy Pride to everyone out there. Yeah. Inclusivity is where it's at. We definitely believe in it in here at Microsoft. But that's our 50th show, folks. Thank you for supporting us for all this time. Share this with your friends and family. Share our Mondays at Microsoft page. We'll continue to have fun announcements. This will be available on demand shortly afterwards. And we just really appreciate all of you and being on this crazy AI ride with us. So y'all have a great day out there. And thanks again.
Join us on June 16th. Yay.
Yes. See you then. 51.
51. Yay.